Hi everyone, this is HM&S video number 48 and you're most welcome for it. Last video we talked about how to use the combination of index and match function to do two ways lookup. That's looking up a row and a column. Today we want to see how we can use the same combination of index and match function to look up from multiple tables. Let's switch on to Excel and we dive deeper into how to look up multiple tables using index and match function. Now I have this table here. It's having the continent and the continent ID. I've given Africa black color, Asia orange, and then Europe green. Africa is having a continent ID of 1, Asia 2, and then Europe 3. Now this table here is our master table. It has the respondent ID, the continent code. Actually, let me change it to continent ID, enter. And then we have the country, then the question number. Now what we're going to do here, we're going to come to the country column. Then we're going to look up the name of the country from these three tables here. And then we bring that name of the country here. All the three tables are having three respondents. They all have respondent ID 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. The first table here is for the respondents from Africa. The second table here is for the respondents from Asia. Then the third table here is for the respondents from Europe. But we're going to use two conditions to help us to get the exact country we want. The first condition is the respondent ID, and then the second condition is the continent ID. For example, like this first one here, the person has a respondent ID of 3 and a continent ID of 1. That means he's from Africa. So we're going to come to the continent ID of 1, which is Africa. Then we look for the respondent ID 3, which is this one here. Then we pick the name of the country and we bring it here. So we're going to do it like that for all of them. So with this first cell selected, I'm going to do equals to index, tab to select it. Now the index function has two forms. The first form here is called the array form and it has these 3 arguments. And then the second form here is called the reference form and it has 4 arguments. Our previous 2 videos we have been using the array form here, but this time around we're going to switch to reference form. Now the reference form has 4 arguments. It has the reference, the row number, the column number, and then the area number. So I'm going to backspace, backspace, backspace. Now for the reference argument, we're going to put all our 3 tables on the reference argument, separating them by comma. So I'm going to open bracket. So for this reference argument, you put only what you want to go and pick and you bring it here. So for our case here, it's the respondents countries. So I'm going to highlight the first countries here. I'm going to highlight this and then lock it using the F4 key. I'm separating them using comma. So comma, come to the second continent ID, which is continent ID 2, that is Asia. Highlight just the countries, which are these countries here. Hit the F4 key to lock it. And then comma for the continent ID 3, which is Europe. These are the countries. I'm going to lock it using the F4 key. Now I'm going to close my bracket on the reference argument. So all these 3 tables are sitting on the reference argument. So I'm going to do comma to go to the next argument, which is the row number. Now for the row number, that's where we're going to use the match function to give us the exact relative position we want. So I'm going to do match, tab to select it. The match function has these 3 arguments, the lookup value, the lookup array, and then the match type. Now for the lookup value, we want to look up the respondent ID. So I'm going to come to the master table, click on the first respondent ID, which is this one here, and then comma. For the lookup array, our lookup array is going to be this respondent ID here. Now, I want you to realize something. All our respondent IDs are the same. You need to make sure that your lookup array is the same in all your tables. That one is actually very important to note. So since they are all the same, I'm going to highlight just one of them. You can highlight any you want. So I'm going to highlight this first one here, only this. Hit the F4 key to lock it, and then comma. We're doing exact match lookup. So I'm going to down arrow to select 0 or exact match, tab to select it, and it will put for me the 0 there. So I'm going to close bracket on the match function. So the entire match function here is actually sitting on the row number argument, and it's going to deliver for us the exact row number we want. So I'm going to click here, and then comma to go to the next argument. The next argument is column number. We don't need any column number in this example here because we are doing only one-way lookup. But when I type comma, we need the area number. This area number is actually very important because it's the argument which tells the index function which table exactly you want. So for our case here, it's going to be the continent ID. So I'm going to click on the first continent ID, and then I'm going to close my bracket on the index function. When I control enter and then I copy it down, you can see whenever you see black, that means the respondent is from Africa, orange means the respondent is from Asia, and then green means the respondent is from Europe. Now let's check whether it's actually working very well. The first one here has the respondent ID of 3 and then the continent ID of 1. That means we're going to go to the table that's having the continent ID of 1, which is Africa. Then we look for the respondent ID 3, which is this one here. Then come and pick this country name and bring it here. That is South Africa. The third one here is also having the respondent ID 3, but the continent ID is 3. That means we're going to come down here to this third table here, which is having the continent ID of 3. Then come to the respondent ID 3, which is this one here. Then we come and pick the country name, which is France, and bring it here. So it's actually working very well. Now let's scroll down and we also see how to do approximate match lookup. I'm going to scroll down. We have 3 products here. Product 1 is having product ID 1, product 2 is having product ID 2, and product 3 is having product ID 3. Now for product ID 1, it gives commission according to this table here. When you generate a revenue of $1,500, you get a commission of $10. And when you generate a revenue of $3,000 and above, you get a commission of $25. Now I want you to realize something. Our revenue categories here are the same for all the 3 products, product 1, product 2, and product 3. That one is actually very important. But the commissions are different depending on the products. So we are going to come to this master table here, look up this revenue here and the product ID to get exactly which product we want. And then we shall pick the commission and we bring it here. So I'm going to click on this cell and do equals to index, tab to select it. We are still using the reference form here. As you already know, for the reference argument, I'm going to put it in bracket, open bracket. You put only what you want to go and pick and you bring it here. And for our case here, it's the commission. We're going to put the commissions for all the 3 products on this reference argument here, separating them by comma. So I'm going to open bracket. The first commission is going to be this one here. Highlight it. I'm going to lock it using the F4 key. And then comma. The second commission is going to be this one here. F4 to lock it. Comma. The third commission is going to be this one here. F4 to lock it. I'm going to close my bracket on the reference argument. So all this is sitting on the reference argument. So comma to go to the row number. We need to give the index function which row number we want. So that's where we use the match function. Tab to select it. The lookup value is going to be our revenue. So we are looking up this revenue here. Click. And then comma. Now for the lookup array, you need to make sure that your lookup array is the same in all the tables. So since we have the same lookup array here, I'm going to highlight just one of them. This time around, let me highlight this down one here. Hit the F4 key to lock it. And then comma. Now when it comes to the match type, this time around we are doing approximate match lookup. Now the match function does approximate match lookup by default. So you can either leave it out or you can select 1 or less than. That one is actual approximate match lookup. So seeing it highlighted in blue, I'm going to hit tab to select it. And then I'm going to close my bracket on the match function. The match function will deliver for us the row number. And then comma. We don't need the column number, so I'm going to comma to go to the area number. We need to tell index function which table we want. That's where the area number comes in. For our case here, it's the product ID. So I'm going to click on this first one here. And then I'm going to close my bracket. Now when I control enter, then I double click to copy it down. So let's check it. This one here is having a product ID of 3. And then the revenue is $2,000. That means we're going to go to the product ID 3. That is product 3 here. Then we check where does $2,000 falls. $2,000 actually falls on the second category here, which is $15. That's why we're having $15 here. So it's actually working very well. Yeah, that is it for this particular video here. If you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. And if you found this video interesting, give it a like and then you share it with your friends. This is a video where we talked about how to do 2 ways lookup using index and match function. You can click on it, then you go and watch it. Until next video, HM&S video number 49, then we meet again. Thank you.